For the last few years, we've noticed that students, particularly in the hallways, but sometimes in class, are more and more on their phones with their head down, and they're not interacting the way they should. Sometimes they disengage from class, and then when Dr. Nickel came out with the Ellington Unplugged initiative, it just seemed like the perfect time to actually pull all that together.
Phones are designed to be as addictive as possible, and we're definitely seeing that in the classroom. And by removing that temptation, that's our goal, is to increase the learning in the classroom.
If you're feeling that tension always to check the phone, to check the Apple Watch, to do those things, you are constantly disengaging over and over, whether you got the ding, whether you got the buzz in your backpack or whatever. So the idea is, okay, we're not going drastic with the kind of the draconian pockets with their zippers and the locks and everything like that. We purposely moved away from that, and we said, okay, we're putting it in the pouches. It's still within reach if you need it, but for right now, we just want to take that tension, that distraction, that temptation away so that it's easier for the focus and for the engagement.
My oldest son, Alex, is a freshman, and he has told me a couple of times when we talked about it, specifically in regards to this committee, that sometimes somebody's phone will go off and it is a distraction, because then the teacher will draw attention to them to find their cell phone, to turn it off, or whatever it is, the policy that was prior in that classroom. And it would take time away from learning for them and for focus.
So the policy is that every time they go into an academic setting, they are required to either put it in a pouch, or we got these little boxes with little slots for the students to put them in. That includes their cell phones. They also have to have their smartphones away and their earbuds. Smartwatches, yeah, sorry. And then they can use their phones during passing time. They can use them during most study halls, and they can use them during lunch period. So it's sort of the best of both worlds, where the teachers have that time period to teach, and the students still have that time in between classes in other free areas in order to use their phones. We try to find the best of both worlds.
We know from neuroscience, neuropsychology, and all that the best learning happens when students are talking to each other, when we can have that discourse and that engagement with the material.
Having a policy for cell phones at school was really important, because obviously, having 4 kids at home, I'm also dealing with a policy at home and, what my expectations are. So I thought it's important that we have something at school that's pretty standard, so that the kids can have consistency across their classrooms.
One of the concepts in Ellington Unplugged is all about putting your phone away and having your heart open. And we're a school where I like to think that students connect with each other and connect with adults in the building. It's a big part of our culture, and that's very hard to do when you are constantly on your phone.